And now back to the news making headlines all around the world. Queen Elizabeth II has died. She was 96.
Buckingham Palace says she passed away peacefully, surrounded by family. This is a live look at crowds gathering outside Buckingham Palace tonight to remember the woman who reigned over their country for more than 7 decades. It's 10 o'clock there right now. First Coast News anchor Jessica Clark joining us with how the Queen is being remembered.
Evening, Anthony and Heather. Queen Elizabeth II is the longest reigning monarch in British history. It began more than 70 years ago in 1952. And for much of the world, she was simply the Queen. Born into the royal family in 1926, her coronation happened 26 years later after the death of her father, King George VI. Shortly after the news broke today, an official announcement posted on the gates at Westminster saying the Queen died peacefully this afternoon. Almost immediately, tributes and memorials for the Queen. Flags lowered to half-staff at Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Westminster in England to honor her life. And on this side of the ocean, special honors for the Queen as well. U.S. flags lowered over the White House and the U.S. Capitol, along with large crowds gathering outside royal palaces across England. Makeshift memorials are already growing. Flowers placed outside the gates in a display of love for their beloved Queen. And the last public appearance by the Queen was just 2 days ago. She formally greeted the new Prime Minister of England, Liz Truss. Truss addressing the nation and the world earlier today on her second day on the job.
Queen Elizabeth II was the rock on which modern Britain was built. Our country has grown and flourished under her reign. Britain is the great country it is today because of her.
Now get this, President Biden is the 13th U.S. president that Queen Elizabeth met during her reign. He and the First Lady releasing a joint statement saying Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era. The president praising her as, quote, steadying presence and a source of comfort and pride for generations of Britons, including many who have never known their country without her. The Queen met with 13 of the 14 U.S. presidents who served during her reign, including former presidents Trump, Obama, Bush Sr. and Bush Jr., along with Presidents Clinton, Reagan, Ford, and Nixon. By the way, she did not meet with President Johnson because at the time she was pregnant. And with her passing today, the Queen's oldest son is now known as King Charles III. It might take some getting used to not saying Prince Charles. Well, in the first statement in his new role, he called her death a moment of the greatest sadness. Also, one more note about the Queen's passing. One, only a photo can truly capture. Look at that, a rainbow. That came out just as news of the death of the Queen was being revealed. A double rainbow spotted above Buckingham Palace. And many people on social media finding that comforting to see that rainbow, double rainbow. And you will find a lot more coverage regarding the death of Queen Elizabeth tonight at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News.